Hello friends, welcome to the YouTube channel of Chameli Devi Institute of Pharmacy, Indore. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about spreading coefficient and surfactant. So, let us understand what is spreading coefficient. Spreading coefficient is the difference between the work of adhesion and work of cohesion. That is, S will be equal to WA minus WC. That means the spreading coefficient is equal to work of adhesion minus work of cohesion. As shown in the formula, that S is equal to WA minus WC, that is equal to gamma S minus gamma L plus gamma LS, where gamma L is the surface tension of spreading liquid, gamma S surface tension of sublayer liquid, and gamma LS equals to interfacial tension. Now let us understand the work of cohesion. The work of cohesion can be defined as the change in surface free energy by separating a pure column of liquid into two halves. The surface free energy increase can be written as gamma into dA. As shown in the figure, a pure column of liquid of length L is subdivided into two halves having a surface tension of gamma L. The work of cohesion can be written as WC equal to gamma L into dA plus dA, which is equal to 2 gamma L into dA. The reason for taking the two cross-sectional area is as the pure column of liquid is further subdivided into two halves, therefore the cross-sectional area is considered as twice. While considering the cross-sectional area of a column as 1 cm square, the work of cohesion can be written as WC equal to 2 gamma L. Now, the work of adhesion can be defined as the surface free energy increased by separating a column of liquid that are immiscible with each other into two sections. As two sections of the immiscible liquids are already separated by a common layer or the boundary, the energy requirement will be less by an amount of gamma LS into dA. The work of adhesion can be written as WA equals to gamma L into dA plus gamma S into dA minus gamma LS into dA. As shown in the figure, there are two immiscible liquids L and S are mixed together having a cross-sectional area dA. When the column is separated into two halves, it is further subdivided into L and S. The surface tension of the first column will be gamma L and the another column is considered as gamma S. Therefore, the work of adhesion for two immiscible liquids can be written as gamma L into dA plus gamma S into dA minus gamma LS dA. If the cross-sectional area of the column is considered as 1 cm square, then the work of adhesion can be written as WA equals to gamma L plus gamma S minus gamma LS, where gamma LS represents the surface tension of interfacial layer between the two immiscible liquids. Now, for spreading to occur, the value of S, that is spreading coefficient, must be positive. That is, gamma S must be more than gamma L plus gamma LS. In such cases, the spreading will take place, but when the spreading coefficient is negative, then there will not be any spreading to happen. That is, the value of gamma S is less than gamma L plus gamma S. In such cases, the spreading liquid will form globules or floating lenses, as shown in the figure. where the value of gamma s is less than gamma L plus gamma Ls. That is, there will not be any spreading occurs. Now, let us understand what are surfactant. The surfactants are the material that lowers the surface tension or interfacial tension between the liquids and between the liquid and a solid. In general cases, any material that affects the surface tension can be considered as surfactant, but in practical senses, the surfactant can also be act as weighting agents, emulsifying agents, foaming agents as well as dispersants. The surfactant molecule is an amphiphilic compound, that is, it contains both hydrophilic region as well as hydrophobic region. Hydrophobic group like hydrocarbon chains, that is, they are not having any affinity for aqueous solvents, and hydrophilic group, that is having affinity for water molecule. A molecule or ion that possess this type of structure are termed as amphiphilic or amphipathic. As shown in the figure, a molecule of surfactant is shown in which both hydrophilic region as well as hydrophobic region are shown. The surfactant molecule is an amphiphilic in nature, that means first, it is soluble in at least one of the phase, that is either in aqueous phase or in the non-aqueous phase. Second, it can form oriented monolayers at the interface phases. Third, it also exhibits equilibrium concentration at the phases interfaces higher than those in the bulk solution and also forms micelles at a specific concentration. Fourth, it also exhibits character like detergency, foaming, weighting, emulsifying, solubilizing and dispersing properties also. Fifth, the tail or the hydrophobic region is usually hydrocarbon chain, whereas the head or hydrophilic group can be neutral or charged. Their surface activity arises due to the adsorption at the solution air interface. That means the hydrophobic region of the molecule escapes from the hostile aqueous environment by protruding into the vapor phase above. Adsorption at the interface between aqueous and non-aqueous solutions occurs in such a way that the hydrophobic group is in the solution in the non-aqueous phase, leaving the hydrophilic group in contact with the aqueous solution. Now, next is the classification of surfactant. Depending upon the molecular composition and nature of dissociation of their polar head groups, the surfactant can be classified as ionic and non-ionic. The broad classification is a low molecular weight surfactant, that is further subdivided into three parts, that is non-ionic surfactant, ionic surfactant, amphoteric surfactant. The non-ionic surfactant are sorbiton esters, polysorbates or poloxamers. Ionic surfactant include SLS, QAC, where SLS is sodium lauryl sulfate and QAC means quaternary ammonium compounds. Third is amphoteric compounds like N-dodecyl and N-dimethylbutane. Next classification is polymeric surfactant, which can be synthetic in nature as well as natural. Next is the properties of surfactant. There are some properties of surfactant like weighting property, emulsification, detergency, solubilization as well as micellization. Now let us understand the first property, that is weighting. Weighting is the ability of liquid to maintain contact with the solid surface, resulting due to the intermolecular force of attractions which are brought together. The degree of weighting is determined by the force balance between the adhesive and the cohesive forces. As shown in the figure, when there occurs the bed wetting. That means there is high surface tension and the contact angle is high. Whereas when the wetting is good, then there is surface tension low and the wetting angle or the contact angle is small. Second property of surfactant is emulsification. It is the process by which a system comprising of two immiscible liquid, usually oil and water, in which one phase is dispersed as small droplets in the another phase. As shown in the figure, there is an example of oil in water type of emulsion in which the oil droplets are getting dispersed into the water phase with the help of surfactant. Next property and the important property is detergency. Detergents are the surfactants that are used for removal of dirt. Detergency also involves weighting of the dirt particle or removing the insoluble dirts from the clothes and other materials. Next is washing. The another property of surfactant is solubilization. Solubilization is the process of preparation of clear solutions, microemulsions, or swollen micelles. The phenol compounds like cresol, thymol, chlorocresol are stabilized to form clear solution which are used as disinfectants. Low solubility of steroids in water is the major problem in ophthalmic preparations, so the use of non-ionic surfactant can produce a clear solution which are stable to sterilization. Polysorbates, which are used in the preparation of aqueous injections of water in soluble vitamins like A, D, E and K. Thank you.